Hello everyone and welcome to Planation. Today we'll be taking a look at the Real Robot Revolution's new Lasner made by Bandai. To begin with, we'll just take a look at the box art, showing what the model kit looks like, the design, the features, weapons and any other accessories that it may come with. Very nice artwork. The artwork has a very nice depiction of new Lasner. On the side here, we can see all the stuff it comes with, the weapons, the backpack, the figurines. All in all, it's a pretty nice looking box. Now we'll have a quick look inside the instruction manual for new Lasner. As you can see, front page is full colour, all Japanese text, no English this time like Bandai's Gunpla kits. On the inside we have black and white instructions, a listing of all the runners that the kit's going to come with, detailed instructions on how to build it. Moving on to the centre pages, we have a double spread in full colour. Here I assume it's telling you more about the robot, the show, the characters, the plot. Some very nice character designs. Now the remainder of the booklet will be all black and white instructions. And these final pages show the final assembly, as well as accessories and how to pose them or attach them to the model kit. And now moving on to the final back page, which is an all colour guide if you want to paint the kit yourself. There's also a painting guide for how to paint the little figurines that come with the model kit. I also forgot to mention, which is something different and unusual about these instructions, the sticker guide is actually on this assembly pages. So for each page here where you've got the part assembly, it'll show you in detailed instructions where to place the stickers and which stickers to place. I don't think I've ever seen any other model kit do it this way. Normally they have the sticker guide on the final page with the painting guide, but for some reason this model kit doesn't, which is even weirder because it's made by Bandai, who does Gunpla kits. Now taking a look at the runners in the box, we get 15 coloured runners for the kit, one of which is your standard polycaps you get with any kit. We also get 3 sticker sheets to add in more details and other markings to the kit. Now when we look at the design for the model kit, you'll see that it's a little bit different to what we have in the instruction booklet, which shows the original anime design. The model kit is a slimmer design, whereas in the animation, it's a much more bulkier look. Personally, I like this slimline look, even though it does move away from that 80s blocky aesthetic that I like so much. Now we'll take a quick look at the model kit's colouring. We have a light powder blue, and also a dark navy blue. We have some white, which between the dark navy blue, the powder blue, and the white, that comprises most of the kit's colouring. We also have some splashes of grey and red to comprise of the detailing. If we flip over to the head, you'll notice we have some translucent green plastic for the cockpit. I will warn you, the cockpit canopy near the face often tends to fall off, so I recommend plastic cementing that on. And the inside of the cockpit's detail is finished off with stickers. And in the pilot seat we have a figurine of the main character. Taking a look at the backpack, we're going to have a little bit of red, some powder blue, some white, and grey again. For the gun, we're going to have a different colour, grey or blue. Keep in mind the detail is not perfect. There are some sections that will need a bit of Gundam marker or painting or inking to finish the remaining detail on this kit. Now taking out the ruler to have a look at how tall he is, he's about 19.3 or 19.4 centimeters in height, which makes him a surprisingly big kit. Now moving on to the articulation, we can get a 360-degree head spin, but be careful the front visor doesn't fall off and that the antennas do not interfere with the shoulders like I just did. Due to my negligence, I fear I will break one of those antennas at some point. Looking at the neck joint, it is on a ball joint, but we do get an impressive range of movement there. As you can see, you can tuck the chin pretty deep into the chest. Unfortunately, looking up is a little less impressive, but still adequate. Now taking a look at what I call the nipple thrusters, they're pretty basic. You just get up and down from them, and that's all the articulation you get. Now taking a look at that shoulder joint, you get a full 360 out of it, although it won't quite bend out 90 degrees from the body. Looking down further towards the elbow, we do get another 360 degree spin in there. Looking at the elbow, we only get a basic 90 degree bend. in the forward position. And it doesn't really bend back that far, unfortunately. Looking at the wrist, we have ball joints again, which gives us a complete 360 rotation, and it allows us to bend forward and backwards slightly. We also have the fingers on a ball joint. 3 of them are joined together, 1 finger's on its own, and so is the thumb. However, it's only 1 point of articulation for each of those fingers or joints. But as you can see, there is a tab in the palm for holding weapons. We also have his knuckle shot weapon, which is just on a single hinge joint, to flip in and out of position. Looking at his shoulder pads / guards, they come in 2 parts, both of which are on a hinge, so you can do it in a VMAX pose. Looking at the inner shoulder joint, it does allow for up and down, but we can't go back and forth like on a Gunpla hinge. Now looking at his side skirts, it is also on a ball joint, as is the legs of his hips. I think I may have screwed up here, because I think there should be more range of motion, but it's very stiff, so I think I've pushed it in too far. If anyone else has this kit, please confirm down in the comments below whether you also had this issue, or if it was just my particular kit. As you can see, you can bend the legs forwards and back at almost a 90-degree angle. Just beware of the skirt armour, which can block a lot of the movement, especially that front and side skirt. Looking at the waist, it's a ball joint hinge. As for the front skirt, it's a hinge and a peg. The back is also a hinge and a peg too, which allows for side to side and up and down. Now when you go to pose with the legs, I often find that the waist would break off, so normally I just pose the legs how I want, and then I reattach it at the waist. Looking at that front ankle armour, it's also on a peg and hinge joint, but it pretty much just goes up and down. Now we take a look at this outer leg, it's also got a part that's on a hinge joint for the VMAX pose. Looking at closing that, we'll have a look at the inner leg, which also has the same gimmick. It just opens up on a hinge joint for the VMAX pose. Now if we move on to the ankle and foot area, it's also on a ball joint. Goes with the legs. Taking a closer look at the foot, you can see it's on a hinge joint, which pretty much just goes backwards and forwards, which aids the ball joint in posability. Looking on that outer leg again, where the calf is, we have a thruster that's on a ball joint, which allows for a limited posability. Now taking a look at that waist joint, with a bit of difficulty, we can get a 360 around the whole body. It's just a bit stiff, and the parts tend to interfere with each other. Same gimmick. There's no back and forth for an ab crunch, unfortunately, and no swivel left or right. Looking at the back of the calf where the weapon attachment is, you put the calf missile in just on that tab like so, and it'll sit there nice and snug. Now taking a closer look at that backpack, do not wiggle it like I did. It actually slides up and out like so. And now we have a quick look at the locking mechanism on both the body and the backpack, and then it can be reattached just as easily. Now look at these thruster tails, they're also on a hinge joint, but there's no ball joint for wiggling side to side. These little red thrusters also can go up and down in their own little slots, but there's also a hinge to go up and down. Now the backpack also has an attachment for the lasered rifle, which is a similar attachment to what the backpack itself is. It just goes up and out. No wiggling. And yes, I'm aware that I wiggled it out. And there's also a simple hinge, which allows the cockpit canopy to go up and down like so. And here's everything the kit comes with. A Julia Asuka figure. And I think this guy's name is Gostero, but don't quote me for truth. An Asuka Eiji figure. We also get a figurine of the romantic interest Stephanie Anna. And not 1, but 2 calf missiles. Moving on to the final weapon, we get a lasered rifle. We also get a pilot figurine of Asuka Eiji. And finally, new Lasner itself. Taking a closer look at the lasered rifle, we get a handle that flips up and down for stability. Taking a look at the decal, it says E-Pack, which makes me think it's a repurposed Gunpla decal. Taking a look at the other side, we have this slider mechanism that attaches the lasered rifle to the backpack. I don't know why this slides up and down, but it's there. My best guess is it's to pose the lasered rifle up lower or higher on the backpack. As we can see, there's nice colour separation there, a mixture of grey, navy blue and white. Taking a closer look at these calf missiles, there isn't a lot to them. They basically just attach on and off Laser, but they also have these little wings that can flip out when it's in flight mode or when it's in targeting mode. Just like so. Don't forget, viewers, if you're enjoying this content, please drop us a like for the YouTube algorithm. And because they're on a hinge joint, they easily fold back into the main body. The colour separation is just a plain white and grey, with a red danger decal on the tip. Taking a closer look at the AG figurine, he's very nicely detailed. There's lots of wrinkles in his clothing, particularly around the shirt and jacket. Now taking a closer look at Stephanie Anna, she's also very detailed for a figurine. Lots of wrinkles on the clothing, particularly the scarf and around the belt. Now with these last couple of figurines, I don't feel they're as detailed as AG or Anna, but that could also be because they have a simple character design. But I'm not going to complain that they were included in this kit. I believe this guy's name is Gustero. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. And now for the last figurine, Julia Usker. Still, I feel like this isn't as detailed as AG or Anna, but I'm not going to complain that she was included, since she does seem to be an important character for the story of Laser, especially in the Laser OVA, which gives a more definitive ending to the show. In the end, how do I feel about Laser? I feel for the money it's a pretty great kit. My only dislikes about it is those hip joints, the fact that it's so stiff and hard to pose the legs, but that could also be my fault. So again, if anyone can confirm that issue in the comments, that would be fantastic. I do appreciate how well detailed the figurine is, and how many stickers and other details we get in there. I also like that we get so many figurines to go with the kit. This kit roughly cost me 45 Australian dollars, which I feel is a pretty fair price for what you get. I also dislike how the front cockpit canopy on the face tends to fall out. Again, I'd strongly recommend plastic cementing this, or possibly you could even use super glue, but plastic cement would be preferable. I also like how you can open all the flaps to do the VMAX pose, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with the Real Robot Revolution line, and I'd recommend any kit from it, including Laser itself. If you're interested in purchasing your own Laser kits, you should be able to get it from any of your favourite hobby retailers. I'll see you all next time on another episode of Pla Nation.